Hello, and welcome to our end of term presentation. Within the Player 2 ecosystem, we are known as the Green Team. The team members are Jason No, Wu Hengyu, Hangyu Lee, Ryan Gan, Peter Han, and Pranav Pogel. Our senior design advisor is Jeff Salvage, and our stakeholder is Dynasty 11 Studios. Player 2 is a social networking platform designed for gamers to create and find communities and interact with each other through the use of media. As with any social networking platform, a robust content reporting and moderating mechanism is required to ensure the safety of users and advertising brands. According to a Business Insider intelligence survey, 27% people said that they would stop using a social platform if it continued to allow harmful content. Platforms with inadequate or ineffective content moderation measures face stiff consequences such as brand boycotts and reduced trust amongst users. This provides an opportunity for smaller platforms to position themselves as trusted environments for advertisers and users. Our solution is to create an in-app reporting mechanism and a company-side dashboard to manage user reports. This enables users to report a piece of content by opening a drop-down menu and selecting a category that best describes the violation. Once a user submits the report, it will generate a ticket on the company-side dashboard and assign it to an agent. Agents will be able to view all the tickets assigned to them and click on the tickets to expand it and view all the information before taking an appropriate action.
So as a part of our solution, the HelpDesk platform allows agents to assist and resolve any issues a user may have. The picture on the left shows a Player 2 agent speaking with a user. The ticket information is shown on the right-hand side of the screen. The ticket information section shows important details like the date of the incident, the current status, the priority level, and the description of the ticket, so that the customer service agent can quickly understand the issue at hand. If the agent needs more detail, they can click on the Open Context button and it will open up the image on the right hand side. This image shows the reported content, which allows the agent to confirm the accuracy of the report. After reviewing a ticket, Player 2 agents are given the ability to dish out strikes or bans in accordance with the moderation policy. Depending on the infraction, a user may receive anywhere from 1 to 3 strikes, and if a user has a total of 3 or more strikes on their account, it will result in a ban from the Player 2 platform. Additionally, the Player 2 helpdesk also provides statistics on the number of reports and tickets. This analytics will better help admins understand user behaviors and trends in the Player 2 platform. Here's the organizational tools we use for this project. We use Discord for communication, Jira for our weekly sprint planning, GitHub is for code review and version control, IntelliJ as our IDE, and Star UML for creating the database mock.
We will be discuss the development tools that we use for our development process. We will be using React as the front-end framework and the TypeScript as the main front-end language to code our dashboard. We will be using Recharge as data visualization tool for our dashboard. And we choose Tailwind CSS because it's quicker to write and maintain the code for our application. And we also added Material UI to our stack because it has many built-in UI components that we can reuse as many times as we want. It makes the development process much easier and faster. Lastly, Figma is used by the front-end team to develop a user interface mockup for the help dash, which is the dashboard.
For the backend stack, we are using Spring Boot with REST API to develop the project. Maven is used to build a project and store a dependency. Docker is our container management service, and we use Postgres SQL as our database management system.
We use GitHub to manage our project repositories. Our process is creating a diff branch for master. And every time when we want to implement a new feature, all we need to do is to create a new branch with our initial and related test name. After we're done and ready to push it to dev branch, we will create a pull request for the review purpose. And after reviewed and approved, we will delete the old branch and merge to the dev branch. We will also merge this to a master every week. We use Jira as the project management tool to assign tasks, manage release sprints, and maintain a Gantt chart to record our process and milestones.
In order to perform data analytics and visualizations on the report's data, we researched a few of the available libraries and tools that we could use. After deliberation and keeping aspects such as React compatibility, learning curve, and cost, we decided to go forward with Rechat. Rechat provides a good balance between the number of supported visualizations required for the scope of the project at no cost and borrows many essential features found in the D3 library.
There are several help desk websites and services that we could use, like Zendesk and HelpDesk.com, that specialize in help desk and customer support for other websites as well, that we consider as possible alternate solutions for our problem, each with their own pros and cons and their own features. However, we needed a system that caters to players' two features and structures, and can be integrated directly to player 2. Therefore, it is best to create our own help desk system that is specific to player 2. Despite this, we did use these help desk services as references to our own system. There are a few security concerns about our help desk system that we took into consideration, such as how secure would the accounts and data in the help desk system would be. To address this, we followed up and implemented a few measures. First, cookies will be generated during the login to verify the request to the backend. In addition, passwords will be hashed using script and stored in the database. Then, validation for all data will be received from the backend API endpoints. There were also some concerns with the filtering system, such as how to prevent SQL injection. To address this, the frontend will only pass the JSON objects which we validate in the backend before the query is made into the database.
This is the context diagram for the Player 2 helpdesk system. Our Player 2 helpdesk backend and database are hosted on AWS. When a user event is triggered from the Player 2 helpdesk frontend, it will send an HTTP request to the backend. The backend will handle the request by processing information from the database or Microsoft Graph API and send the content back in JSON format. The frontend will process the information and display it to the user.
So the following figure illustrates the architecture diagram of Player 2 helpdesk. The React frontend has different state reducers that communicate with the screens to allow state change. Upon data-driven actions, data will be sent to our backend hosted on AWS. And the Spring Boot Java backend contains different modules for each application-specific behavior. And each of these controllers will perform business logic as needed. They will communicate to the project storages such as AWS S3 and AWS RDS to retrieve and populate the data onto the React frontend. Throughout the development cycle, we've made several changes to our design decision. For example, initially we planned to allow a new agent to register using a one-time password, but later we decided to only allow a new agent to register through a registration link for a more user-friendly and more secured approach. Also, we moved our report filtering logic from the frontend to the backend for optimization and prevent security issues like SQL injection. On the frontend side, we initially planned to only use Tailwind CSS as a third-party library to stylize the web components, but later on, we added Material UI as it has pre-built components that can be imported directly and can save development time. In addition, we switched from using Hibernate ORM, object relational mapping, to auto-generate the database by scanning our Spring Boot project database model files. But we later decided to generate the database from schema.sql file. The reason is that the schema.sql file allows the database administrator to monitor database changes during the production. To test our development implementations, we used GitHub version control, Postman, and UI testing. By using GitHub version control, we implemented each functionality in its own separate branch. The team reviewed and tested each new features before deciding to merge them into a higher up branch, and then we continued this process until everything was merged into dev to minimize the risk. To test backend API endpoints, we used Postman. We used it to create user and ticket records, retrieve information from the database, and update records in the database using the specific endpoint. If the HTTP request caused an error, then we had to resolve it and test it again. In addition, we have also utilized UI testing by manually testing the user interface in accordance with the SRS and ATP documents. We have created many test cases for different scenarios in which the app should succeed and fail, and then perform the tests manually to make sure everything is running accordingly.
There were a few technological challenges the front end faced in this term. One challenge is managing component states with React hooks, which is challenging as some methods were asynchronous while others are synchronous. Using them together, the function can result in unexpected page displays if their completion times don't match. For instance, set state is asynchronous, and relying on it to complete before running another function can lead to unexpected outcomes. To avoid such issues, we had to use separate use effect hooks to achieve the same result. Another challenge is during our process of creating the front-end pages, we encountered some issues with our Figma mockup in terms of design and functionality. These these issues led to changes in our design due to problems with compatibility with our mockup UI and third-party UI libraries, the page structure, and the practicality of some of the mockup elements. However, we worked hard to maintain the consistency in our design while removing reluctant features and design elements and to overall create a cleaner look.
One of the challenges faced in the backend was integrating the Microsoft Graph API into the HelpDesk application for agent-player communication. It was a challenge learning how to send and read email messages for each specific ticket. Another challenge the backend faced is user authorization. It was a challenge learning how to use JWT tokens to make sure only authorized users are making requests from the front end to the backend. Another challenge faced in the backend was implementing the ticket filter. Because to construct a list of tickets based on front-end filter requests, it deals with dynamic queries instead of static queries.
Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to demo the Player 2 help desk. So here we have the sign in page. So I'm just going to sign into the admin page. So once I'm signed in, I'll be brought to the dashboard page and we'll be shown a list of tickets that are currently in the system. And we can filter the tickets using these buttons over here. So we can filter by all, resolved, unresolved, and tickets that are currently assigned to you, and also by priority. And we can use this button here to filter tickets as well. So if we type in admin, it'll return a list of tickets that has been assigned to the agent named admin. And we can also filter by the report type, so targeted harassment, threat and violence, violation of rights, and so on. And up here we have a few icons. So this is the icon of the currently logged in user, and we can click this to go to the profile page for this user. And here we have a list of tickets that are currently assigned to this user. And here we have the notification inbox. So once a new ticket has been submitted, a notification will be sent to the agents that has been assigned a new ticket. And here we have the icon to change the theme of the website. And here is the logout button. And here we have the ticket analytics page. So currently it's filtering by a single year, which is 2023. And you can see the number of tickets for each month. And here's the data breakdown. And you can filter it by unresolved tickets or resolved tickets. Also, you can do it by a single month. So this is what it looks like for May 2023. And you can do it for year to year, month to month, and so on. So here we have the users page. So in this tab, it'll show you a list of users that has been registered to Player 2 Help Desk. And in this tab, it'll show you a list of users that has been registered to the Player 2 app. So if you click the link here, it'll bring you to the profile of this user, and this is where you can strike, ban, or unban the Player 2 app user. So here is the settings page for an admin. So there's my accounts, notification settings, members, and agent invite. So this is where an admin can invite a new agent. So I'm just going to invite myself. And once that's sent, I should receive an invitation email here. And once I receive the email, I can click the register button and just register with my email and credentials. So now that I'm registered, I can log in using my new account. And if I go back to the users page, you can see that the new user has been added here. And I can click this link to go to the profile. Right now I have 0 tickets assigned to me, so I'll go ahead and submit a ticket using Postman. So let's see. So now that now the ticket has been successfully submitted, and I should receive a notification here for the new tickets. So if I refresh this page, I should have the ticket here as well. And now the number of tickets that's assigned to me is 1. So if I click this notification link, I should be brought to the ticket information page. So when a new agent has been assigned a ticket, they'll review the description and the context page. So the context page shows context information for the report object that the player 2 user has reported on. So in this case, it's the OFG object. So once an agent has reviewed these informations, they can communicate with the player. So they can do this and send. So once this message is sent, the player 2 user that's registered should receive this message. So this player 2 user with this username has used this email to register for the player 2 app. That's why this email is receiving this message. And then the player user can reply. So once that's done, usually this ticket chat will update every minute, but we can click refresh to okay. So we can click refresh to immediately receive the message here. It took a while for the message to be received. So, and then once that's done, once the agent has resolved everything, they can change the status of the ticket to resolved and update the ticket. So if you go back to the dashboard page and click the resolved filter, it should appear here. And that is all. Thank you for watching.